So again, the problem was never the weekend. Poor thing, don't blame him no more. It's that week that leads up to the weekend. So let's break it down. When you're really strict all week, and I mean legit strict, like you say no to everything, you're not just eating well, you're saying no to everything that doesn't fit into the perfect realm. You're holding yourself to a very narrow, very strict standard that on the weekend you can't maintain or don't want to maintain because it requires constant willpower. Reality is your body, your brain, they're running up a tab. On a physical level, there's your hunger hormone, and that actually accumulates throughout the week. As you're restricting, it's just adding into this piggy bank of restriction, and it builds up over a few days. It doesn't just spike up in that moment when you're hungry. It actually builds up like in a piggy bank, in a stored location. It's running up a tab, literally marking everything down. Not one thing goes missed. So by Friday, after Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was perfect, your body is genuinely hungrier than it was on Monday, literally on a biological level. And that doesn't mean that you're weak, because your hormones are doing exactly what they're designed to do. Your body is, let me tell you, an elaborate machine. Psychologically though, decision fatigue is so real. Every time you said no this previous week, no to the snack, no to the dessert, no to the thing at lunch, that used a certain mental energy, a certain amount of marbles of your mental capacity. And by Thursday, by Friday, those amount of marbles, they're just way less. You depleted them. So legit by Friday, you're not just tired from all of these decisions and being good, you're literally physically hungrier. You're psychologically exhausted. You're biologically primed to eat more. You're psychologically exhausted from making good choices. It's kind of like saving every single penny throughout the week, and then on the weekend you're gonna hand over your wallet with everything you saved to the most impulsive version of yourself. The money that was saved, all those restriction, everything you said no to, everything that was saved, it's always gonna go somewhere. You just made sure that it went all at once, Saturday and Sunday, all at once. That's the debt. The stricter the week, the bigger the bill on the weekend. And the worst part, you've been blaming Friday night for a problem that Monday morning you caused. And then there's a whole nother layer to this. After a week of being really, really good, your brain starts doing this thing where it starts associating weekdays with restriction, weekends with fun, with doing whatever you want. The weekends look like a reward. It's, I worked so hard for this, I deserve this, I earned this, I've been so good. And look, I get you, that logic, it seems totally reasonable, but think about it like this. What if instead of saving all of your weekdays for the weekend, what if you incorporated fun throughout the week in moderation? That way you're not in debt. Look, we'll break this down. Think about when your system's been running on this program, restriction reward, for long enough. Your brain starts associating healthy eating with deprivation and the weekend with fun, with reward and freedom. Of course you want to sprint through the week and live for the weekend. But that reminds me of, a job you may not like. You live every single day and you live for the 2 days at the end of the week, but the 5 days during the week, you're miserable, unhappy, not where you want to be. We don't need to add that into with our food, with our routines as well, because if Monday to Friday feel like suffering, of course the weekend is going to feel like surviving. And girl, we don't want to be in survival mode, we want to be in thriving mode. So what if the week didn't feel like restriction, the week didn't feel like deprivation? What would that do for your system that for all this time started thinking restriction, reward? When I restrict, I get this reward. It's gotten you nowhere. So let's stop doing that. Without Monday feeling like the beginning of a punishment, the weekends would be just that, the weekend. 2 normal days, not a release valve for the 5 days of this intense buildup. So again, the problem was never the weekend. Poor thing. We've been blaming this weekend for so long. It's actually how you started your week, how you proceeded with your entire weekdays. So here's what's changed for me, and it's not about having more willpower on the weekends. Because adding willpower to a system that's already burning you out, it's just not a solution. We can't even go down that path. It's just more suffering, and if you're into that kink, go over there. Say it with me. Stop treating the week like it's a test you have to pass. Eating well Monday through Friday shouldn't feel like a restriction. If it does, the plan is too strict. You might follow through for a little bit, but you will break, and we don't want to break here. The only thing we're breaking is this cycle. Otherwise, it's just a countdown, really, for when is the breaking point. The second thing is bank calories on a daily basis, but not on a weekly basis. That's what we've been doing. We've been having strict weekdays and then going all loose on the weekend, and that's banking the week just to the weekend. That would be like eating, 1,000 calories for the weekdays, and then on the weekends eating like 4,000 calories, so that on a weekly basis you're at a calorie deficit, even though you're going crazy on the weekends, but your weekdays would feel insane. So instead of doing that, what is more sustainable on a daily basis? So for example, if you have lunch meeting at work and you guys have to order at this restaurant, you guys are having a business meeting, this is where you guys are going to go down, maybe for breakfast have tea, have a fasted stomach. Maybe for dinner have something very light. That's banking on a daily basis. And the reason why this doesn't feel like restriction is because you're still having the fun, you're still going out to eat, you're still doing things that you enjoy. So it's not restriction to the point of today is horrible for a great Saturday, right? If you're going to have a big brunch, maybe dinner is very light. If you're gonna have a big dinner, birthday dinner, event, whatever it is, have a lighter day. This made me feel like I'm restricting less. This made me feel much more sustainable because there was still something to look forward to. There was still something that I was about to have in a very near future. I didn't have to wait days for it, right? If I'm having a really big dinner for an event, a party, whatever it is, I feel better in the mornings and at lunchtime having something lighter, knowing like, oh, in 5 hours, I'm about to get dressed, be pretty, do my hair, do all of these things. I'm gonna go to this place. We're gonna have this appetizer. I'm gonna have 2 bites of that thing. I'm gonna try that thing. It just feels a lot more realistic than having to say, I need to just drink bone broth and eat 5 almonds for the weekdays, and on weekend I'll go to brunch, I'll go to dinner, and I'll go to breakfast. You see what I'm saying here? It's a lot more realistic for you to live your life on a day-to-day basis than on a week-to-week basis. So if you say, oh, I've been shopping all day, we're already out, you can have the Chick-fil-A, you can have the something else, the Panda Express, the whatever it is for you. You can still enjoy those things and lose weight, as I showed in another video, because it has to do with your portions, right? It has to do with the amount of food you ate before and after that as well. You can enjoy on a day-to-day basis. It's just what are the other factors? It's bringing everything together. And you might try this and see that it works better than just starting fresh on Monday, losing it on Friday, having a crazy weekend, and then by Monday morning you're like, I did it. It's just way better because if you bank on a daily basis, you could still be on a calorie deficit with the right portions, with the right awareness, and you can still enjoy everything that you like. You can enjoy the junk, the things that you like. That's why I started this video saying I heard a nutritionist say a healthy lifestyle, healthy food, it shouldn't come at the cost of comfort and joy. You should still live your life. I'm not saying to give everything up if you want to achieve this thing. It's going to be a lot more sustainable to you if you take it day by day instead of week by week. Because to be honest with you, I lost 17 pounds eating cookies every night. It was one cookie and I would stuff it with half a tablespoon of chocolate chips. So I would take those Pillsbury cookies that come in those squares. I would take one, smash it, put half a tablespoon of cookies, of chocolate chips, get the other one, smash it, and I would close it. So I would make 2 cookies in a bigger cookie that was stuffed. And I'll show you, this cookie is delicious. I have a sweet tooth, but I was able to lose weight and still feel good about myself and have my daily night cookie, whatever it is, because I was aware of everything else I was doing on that day to day. Now, think about how much different it would be if I was really good all week and then finally on the weekend I go to a cookie place or I buy, the Pillsbury cookies. I probably will want to make 5 cookies. I probably will eat a lot more in one sitting than if I just had 1 cookie at night. And the weekend doesn't have to be any different. You can still bank on a daily basis. What are your plans for the weekend? Are you gonna go out on a boat and have a bunch of chips, beers, seltzers, all these different things? Okay, so account for that. Enjoy those things. But maybe when you get home, it's gonna be a very lean chicken, very lean tuna, whatever it is, things to support what you did on a day-to-day basis. Get your calories, get your nutritions, get everything in, and still enjoy your life. Because that's going to make sure that when a weekend rolls around, you don't eat for a family of 4. Because the bigger the gap between how you eat on Monday and how you eat on the weekend, the harder the landing every time. So we need to close that gap. Every day needs to be every day. And we don't do that by restricting the weekend. We do that by making the weekdays feel less deprived, more balanced. Because when the week doesn't feel like punishment, the weekend is no longer a prison break. You stop demolishing the meals like it's your last meal ever. Because you can have anything you want. You can have it. There's less restriction in your mind, so there's less like, and if you've been watching this series for a while, I would love for you guys to try this and really let me know in the comments, did less restriction help you to have a more balanced month through all of these days when you accumulate the days? So drop it in the comments if this did help you, if you're curious to try it out, if you have tried it out before and it did work for you, if it didn't, curious to see what works for you guys, because I can only talk about myself, what's going on in here, and what I see happening with my habits. Look, they're all the same pattern essentially. Your brain is running a program that you didn't write out. Be good, be strict, earn the release. And the release always comes. Whether you plan for it or not, it will happen. So the real shift, the one that actually breaks this cycle, it isn't more discipline on the week. It isn't more discipline on the weekend. It's making the week feel like something you'd actually want to continue. So let's think about this. You were never failing the weekend. You were paying a bill that your week wrote. And now that you know that, you can change what this week looks like. It's not gonna be harder, it's not gonna be different. It's just less punishment and more design on that daily basis. And when the week feels like something you'd actually choose, the weekend just becomes Saturday and Sunday. Not a reward, not a release. Just 2 more days. So if you made it this far, let me know if Friday night is what does it for you. Is it Sunday morning, Sunday brunch, Sunday night? I feel like the answers are gonna be pretty split. I know what mine is. Like this video if it really made you just have an epiphany or a moment of like, you know what? Yeah. Subscribe for Sundays and we keep going. I hope this week goes really well for you guys. I'm actually on day 1 of a fast and I will be documenting those 3 days, how I feel, checking in. It's a bit of a vlog style, so I will drop that next week. I'll see you guys there.